I will be talking to you about obesity in America and why it's important for us to try and change the statistics that we now see. So, the point of this presentation is to just open your eyes a little bit more to obesity. I know we see it all around us every day, and it's not something pretty to look at, but it's also something that's now being considered an epidemic growth in children. So it's something to really consider and talk about. So children now are being more obese, more overweight, and they are known to have more health problems earlier in their childhood than they would be as opposed to a child who has a normal weight, a healthy weight. And the statistics are growing very rapidly. There was a particular statistic that I found from Yale Encyclopedia of Medicine that says overweight children aged from 2 to 5 increased in statistics from a 5% to a 13.9%. And this was all in a period of 30 years. And overweight children between the age of 6 and 11 increased from 6.5% to 18.8%. Now, the percentage of overweight and obese teenagers went from 5% to 17.4%, and that's only children. Now, the adults, it went from the ages of 20 to 74, it went from 15% to a 32.9% increase in obesity. And consider this is in 30 years' time. So this is now being considered an epidemic because there's so much rapid change that, we have to do something to go back in time and pretty much place a stop to it. So there's children that are now having very bad health complications so early on in life, and this is one of the factors that are given from their parents. If their parents are overweight or obese themselves, their child now has 13 times more of a chance to be obese or overweight in childhood and adulthood. So this is not something that we want to let our children see and let them want to be like us. So one way that I had thought of was to substitute. Substitute a bag of chips for an apple or celery or carrots or something healthier along the lines that won't increase them in weight but rather decrease them and let them absorb more nutrients, more fibers, and more vitamins. That's something very easy that we can all do. Also, the next suggestion was to go out for a walk as a family after dinner. This is something so simple that we could do every single day for 20 to 30 minutes, which won't affect anyone's schedule. And even if you get off work a little bit later and you think you're too tired to do it, go out the next day and just increase it a little bit longer. That won't hurt anything. But we fail to do these things, and it's really showing in our children and adults now. There was a study from Harvard's Men's Health that said 2 in 3 adults are now obese, considered obese. So that says a group of 10 people, there is about 6 overweight to obese people in that circle. And those numbers are outstanding. This number was not like that, 30 years previous to the study. So we really have to watch what we eat and how much of it we eat. So those are 2 of the suggestions that I had. The other suggestion was to cook a little bit more home-cooked meals instead of going out for dinner. And we can do this, 2, 3, 4 times a week if we can. And that will help our children eat more healthy stuff instead of going out and having a 2,000-3,000 calorie dinner, more than once a week, which is not healthy for anyone. It just increases obesity and the fat intake that we have. And I actually went back a little bit further and took a look at a newspaper article that said in the past 40 years, there is a 50% increase of American obesity, children and adults. So this is not just one or the other, it's both of them being considered in the same statistic that says 40 years ago we were not so obese. But, and the title of this was The Link Between Obesity and Disease, because obesity is now technically being considered a disease. Doctors say that obesity is the number two killer of preventable diseases, meaning you could prevent this so easily, but we fail to do so. We fail to eat healthy or go out for a walk because of pure laziness. So this is something that I just wanted to have you guys be aware of, that obesity is something that is really strongly growing in America today, and it's something that we should really take care of. And the last two things that I wanted to talk about are, there is a article that is now being very heavily influenced in the media. It was a study by Wilson Quarterly that actually inspired New York Senator to try and ban big gulp sodas. So his purpose of this was to ban the big gulp soda because he feels that if he bans this successfully, this will decrease the number of obese Americans that we have, therefore making us a little bit more healthier and a lot less sick, and grow all this revenue just in doctor's visits. And the very last one was, it's called The Weight Guidelines for Adults, and that's from the World Almanac and Book of Facts. And it's a BMI chart, which is a body mass index chart, and that tells you, according to your height and weight, what you should be. So that's something really good to look at. So that's just a little bit of something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope that influenced you a little bit more to try and be a little bit more proactive about stopping obesity. And I hope that you guys check out those sites so that you can learn a little bit more about it. Thank you.